How many face masks do we have?
We currently have 30 million N95 respirators in the strategic national stock.
How many do we need?
Dr. Kadlik mentioned to the Senate this morning needing approximately 300 million for healthcare workers.
Enough?
Well, of course not, or we wouldn't be asking for a supplemental to seek more money to procure more of that for this circumstance.
Hello, my name is Eckhart. I'm a German living in China since about 20 years. And wherever you are out there in the world, I hope you are safe and healthy. Yesterday I made a video for my German friends in German language about what you can do to protect yourself from the coronavirus, or at least how to get quite safe through the time. Now I want to do this in English, as some of the friends from other countries have asked me to please do it in English. So let's start from the basics. As you might have seen already and heard from the news, the governments in the Western country are absolutely not prepared to cope with this problem. America already called it the X factor. That means they don't know what really will happen. Now, it's not new that there's people dying from virus. Every year the common flu, as we call it, meanwhile common flu, is killing thousands of people. In the year 2017, 2018, in Germany alone, 25,000 people. It's not a problem because we know that it happens and we don't talk about it anymore. And anyway, the government have put this into their calculations for tax income and everything. They know how many people approximately will die every year. What is new this time is that first time ever, such a pandemic can be tracked by the internet. People know exactly where which case is coming up, how fast it's spreading. And that's the difference. And that's where the government gets problem. They already admitted that they don't even have enough protection clothes for their own staff in the hospitals. You know, this mask, and I show you what you need is such a mask, or at least this one. But that is the better one. It's an N95 or KN95, which means 95% of everything coming here will be kept away from you. Of course, you have to wear it properly. You see, I put it wrong way. You have to wear it properly, put it there, close it, and it has to be fluid-proof mask. So if you see already this DIY mask, where somebody takes an old shirt and puts it as a mask, it's not what really helps you. Furthermore, you need goggles. You can have more beautiful than this one. You can even wear sunglasses if you're in a sunny area. But you need goggles because the virus can be contracted through the eyes. Yes, that's a fact. It can go through the eyes. It's nothing new. It's not special for the coronavirus. Even the HIV virus was known that it can go through the eyes. Furthermore, you should definitely have this. When you go in the shopping mall or you go in the public transport and you're holding things, wear this gloves, and when you take them off, make sure you turn them inside out like this and throw it away. Usually you should find yellow dustbins for dangerous, hazardous medical. But of course the governments are not prepared, so you will not find yellow dustbins. The next thing, you should be prepared, and this is very important. Be prepared at home for at least 6 weeks of supply. Okay, you have a deep freezer, you have a lot of facilities where you can keep things, that's fine. Keep it for 6 weeks. Even the incubation time is only 2 weeks. But every time you have a new case, if there is a lockdown in an area, it will be for another 6 weeks. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. It will always be longer. And the supply chains might be cut off. Just imagine a truck driving company has a case of coronavirus and they might be locked down. So the supply chain will be cut, will be broken. The government wants to break us the infection chain, but by infection chain breaking also means supply chain breaking. Don't be depending too much on the online shopping. also there could be very, very big problems. We have seen that in China. For weeks, there was no supply from online. And China, you know, is really advanced with this. So take stock of food, take stock of your medical. Very, very important. If you have any medications you have to take regularly, go to the hospitals now, as long as it's safe to go to the hospital, and get the medication for 6 weeks. And if your doctor asks you and tries to talk you down, simply insist on it. 6 weeks of medication, better even 8. It's not wasted, yeah? Then you don't need it. If everything goes well, nothing is wasted. The food you will use then in the coming time, the medication you still will use it. It's just that you buy it now, as long as it's available. We have seen in China that the drugstores are closed because the government does not want you to buy any medication which could suppress the symptoms of a normal flu or even of the virus. Yeah. So the drugstores are closed, and they might be closing in other countries too. That's the point. The government doesn't know what to do, and they will always talk things down, because the only person that can protect and prevent the spread is yourself. Nobody will care about you. And once you are infected and you have to go to the hospital, that's the last stage scenario. You don't want to get there. Okay? Then stay away from public events. Okay, you don't need to go to a rock concert now, to a party, to a tennis tournament. But even more, public events are also church services. Yeah, think about it. It's one place where you come very, very close to each other. And ask your pastor, ask your person in charge for the church service to take it online. For these weeks, he can do it. If he's really concerned about his people in his community, he can take it online. And there will be no problem when you can take the wine and, you know, for the Catholic people and the hostia for a few days. It will be fine. I'm sure God will not be angry with you because you care about yourself. Next thing, disastrous place for infections easy to catch in a gym. Okay, don't go to your gym except you're wearing a latex bodysuit, a mask, and you're fully covered and you take a shower dressed up like this before you even go anywhere. And you take a shower in your private shower. So you see how it is. It's a place where full with droplets. And the droplets, the sweat, and what comes out of your mouth, that's what can make you sick. It can. It doesn't have to, but it can. The problem only is this coronavirus is very aggressive or very active. Once you get in touch with it, the chance that you get sick is very high. The mortality rate actually is still not so high compared with the cases, but you don't even want to get it. And once again, it's the public, it's the people, it's the communities which have to protect. Close your community. Make a roadblock. Tell the people, nobody which has no reason to come into our village or town, don't come in. If a community is smart enough, they will start setting it up right away now, so for protecting you and themselves. Furthermore, you need alcoholic spray. Yeah, and you need hand sanitizer, which actually, okay, here it is, hand sanitizer, which you have to take with you. Now there's a problem. They are containing a lot of alcohol, 95% or something like this alcohol. So probably, if you have to go through a security check, they will take it away from you. So take small units, small bottles, and refill it at home. Just take with you what you need. The reason why they take it away is it's also a flame, accelerator. So they might get some wrong idea about it. And the rules haven't changed. Or show me your passport, show me who you are, tell me where you have been before, tell me what's your phone number. Supermarkets. Don't go in the time when everybody is in the supermarket. When you book a hotel room, ask the hotel that the room was empty for at least 24 hours before you move in. If you have at home ionizers or air purifiers, let them run, don't switch them off. Let them run, let the air be decontaminated. And be smart. Do it now. Don't wait until everybody is doing it. You know, we see it already here. It's a situation where it's the people who make it. All the result, everything what's happening, the good things, is because of the people doing it. They are very passionate about it. And it works. So stay safe. If you want to know more about it, you can contact me here. You have my contact data. I can only tell you what's happening here. And one thing, be careful, when the government stops talking about it, then it's the worst case scenario, because then they really don't want to talk about it. And it's a classical intelligence system. You stop talking about a thing when it's getting worse. We need the internet to work on that. If you have cases in your neighborhood or you know confirmed cases, report them, make a list, be independently from what the government and the newspapers are writing. They don't want, at a certain point, they don't want you to know the truth anymore. Again, it's all that you are safe. Stay at home, work from your home office, talk to your company, talk to your boss. Make sure the canteen hours, it's in a way that it's split and that it's only one or two people sitting at the table, always the same people meeting, and you have a distance of 2 or 3 meters between the tables. Yeah, restaurants the same. Don't be happy when your house is full. Just be smart. It's a common thing. We know what to do. We are all human beings and adults. We know how it works. So let's be smart and let this problem don't get a big problem for all of us. And as I said, be careful what you hear from the government and the media. It might not all be for your good. It might be just there to cover up the losses and the messes they did in the past. Stay safe. Let me know what happens in your community, and let's stay in touch. Thank you for watching. I'm Eckhart, here from Ningbo in China.
The United States is so dependent on China for medicine that if they shut the door, within months, if not weeks, our healthcare system will collapse.
Let me now share about what we know about this novel coronavirus. This virus comes from the family of coronavirus, which includes other viruses such as MERS and SARS, as well as the milder variants causing common cold. The medical consensus at this moment is that the novel coronavirus is more transmissible, but appears less deadly than SARS. Evidence suggests that the rate of human-to-human transmission of this virus appears to be higher than that of SARS. For now, the evidence also suggests that transmission is mostly via droplets. What this means is that the virus is carried within droplets emitted from an infected person over a short distance, such as when a person coughs or sneezes. If these droplets come into contact with the eyes, nose or mouth of an individual directly or indirectly through hands that have come into contact with these droplets, the individual may become infected. To clarify, there is no evidence currently to suggest that the virus is airborne. There are other viruses, such as the chickenpox, which can easily be transported via air currents and do not require droplets to contact the eyes or nose. The novel coronavirus is not in this category of viruses. The novel coronavirus could also transmit through surface contact. Let me explain. When a person sneezes or coughs, the droplets fall onto the surfaces of tables and chairs, and the virus may remain alive for up to a few days. When someone else touches the surfaces of these tables and chairs, the virus can be transferred to his hands, and if he then rubs his eyes or nose without washing his hands, he may become infected. So we should wash our hands. This is also why we only quarantine the close contacts of confirmed cases. For more transient contacts, such as individuals that the confirmed cases may have walked past in malls or hotels, the risk of transmission is low. For coronavirus generally, the person is most infectious when he is displaying symptoms, or what you call symptomatic. And this is likely to be the case for the novel coronavirus as well. There is evidence of limited spread from a person without symptoms during the incubation period. However, this form of transmission may be uncommon and has so far involved isolated cases only. At this point, the evidence still points towards higher transmissibility when the person is displaying symptoms. As such, medical professionals, both overseas and in Singapore, have advised that the most effective way that we can protect ourselves is to practice good personal hygiene. We should regularly wash our hands with soap and water and avoid touching our face with our hands. These may sound simple, but actually they're very difficult to do because all of us touch our face all the time. Even at a meeting when we have on this ministry task force, while I was speaking, I was touching my face until Minister Lawrence Wong nudged me with his elbow and said, "Stop touching your face." So it is simple but extremely difficult, but are actually very effective in preventing all kinds of infection. Potential infection from asymptomatic persons, in fact, is less likely to be from coughing or sneezing directly because they don't have symptoms. They are not sneezing or coughing, but more likely by touching contaminated surfaces, for which masks offer no protection. Wearing a mask when we are well often gives us a false sense of security instead, and we are more likely to touch our faces when we constantly adjust our masks, which is one way the disease spreads. At the same time, we need to protect others, our loved ones, friends, colleagues, and fellow Singaporeans that we come into contact with. If we are sick, we should rest and recover at home as far as possible.
Please stand firm and hold on to the handrail.